South Africa is a beautiful country that is rich in culture and is very diversified. It's a developing country with the largest economy in Africa. It is a country that believes in the spirit of Ubuntu, the spirit of unity. However, this beautiful country has its gray sides to it. There are also bad sides to it. There are crimes in this country. Crime itself is a bad thing, but imagine if the crime is being done by someone that is not legally supposed to be in the country. Or imagine if it is committed by an asylum seeker or a refugee. It is displeasing, right? And if you're a very patriotic person, this can bring a lot of anger to you. Hello everyone, I'm Sikho. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Deadly Nightshade, where we will use visual storytelling to talk about matters involving crime and deviance in South Africa. This is the channel's first ever episode, and we will be talking about an issue that has caused an uproar across the nation, which is the illegal foreign spaza shop poisoning incidents. Now imagine you send your child to school. Later on in the afternoon, the child comes back. He tells you that he's feeling tired, but all of a sudden he starts to vomit. There's foam and blood coming out of his mouth, and eventually he collapses. 7 October 2024. The country is in shock following the deaths of 6 children whose ages are below 10. The question is, what happened to those children? What could have possibly killed all 6 children? One of the uncle's children reported that his nephew Katlego had asked for a 2 rand to buy sweets. After a while, he came back and he was laying on the sofa looking tired. The uncle thought that Katlego had just been tired from playing with his friends. Katlego's mother came screaming in panic and informed Katlego's uncle that other children, including Katlego's friends, had been vomiting. You can tell that she was possibly worried about her child. Just after he spoke about this, Katlego started crying and allegedly told his uncle that he ate snacks from the local tuck shop, which he believed were making his friends sick. At that moment, Katlego's condition deteriorated and was taken outside for fresh air. However, that did not work as his health situation became worse to the point where they decided, you know what, let's call an Uber and take him to the hospital. Just on the way, Katlego became worse and his bodily functions stopped working, and unfortunately, that's how he was lost. The family stated that Katlego's younger brother had also taken the snacks, but thankfully, he only took a bite and spat it out as it did not taste good. The family then put 2 and 2 together and thought it must have been the snacks. The snacks were probably expired or poisoned. The mother of one of the children that died stated that her child Karabo had just come back from church. He ate his food and went out to play with his friends like he usually does. After a while, he came back looking tired. They also thought he got tired from playing. The mother was informed that Karabo had eaten something poisonous. When Karabo's mother rushed to him, he was in a devastating state. He had foam coming from his mouth, and they quickly rushed to the hospital, but sadly, it was too late. It has been reported that all those 6 children were playing together, which is alleged that they might have eaten the same thing. Some of the children died on the way to the hospital, and others died immediately upon arrival at the hospital. However, there was one child, a 7-year-old, who was taken to the hospital and was held in an intensive care unit. The parents in the community were praying for his survival and also hoping that he could possibly tell them what had happened to them and what exactly did they eat to end up in in a life-threatening situation. Unfortunately, the boy succumbed to his condition and he died. It is alleged that the doctors who attended to the children proclaimed that the symptoms the children had pointed towards rat poisoning. The spaza shop that the children had allegedly bought from was closed the next day after the incident. That is very suspicious. I mean, children buy snacks from your shop and then they die, and then the next day you close the shop. There's something there. Something is fishy. Yeah. But as we all know, South Africans believe in the spirit of Ubuntu, the spirit of unitedness. Thus, the parents came together with the community and demanded answers. They asked, how did the poison end up in the snacks that the children were eating? Who is to be held accountable for this? The parents needed answers. The parents want justice. Therefore, they came together and shut down the spaza shops. Now, the video shows the community members going through each shop and taking out the stock and shutting it down.
We are not Ramaphosa. We are not the president of this country. We will lead the government as the community. So now, do us a favor. You are wearing your shoes. We're recording everything. Everything is on record. Take your money. We're going to take out the stock. Nobody's going to loot. Nobody's going to take your money. Call your people to come and fetch your stock. And we are also not here to make noise. The landlord has spoke to you enough. Tonight we are here to work. So that's the message we wanted to send to you.
And the
stock is going out now. Ladies, this is what we're going to do. We're taking out everything now. No looting. Protect his stock. He must just take his money.
Give the people's IDs and the bank card. You must first bring that out.
It's got those documents.
Yes.
What for?
In future also, you need to learn to face your own government. As a foreign national, when you come into any country, you familiarize yourselves with the laws of that particular country to understand which business space you must operate or to occupy. Now you're just going all over because you think you're clever. You go all over doing as you please in this country. We are fixing this country now, and we are teaching you also to go face your own government and fix your own countries. Now,
Money?
Yes.
Give us grace.
There's no time. You are going to sell it in your account. You are going to sell in your account. There's no time.
Take your money first. Take your money first. First take your money, hide it.
Yeah.
Please.
Take your money.
All your money.
On you.
Yes, all your money. Is that all?
Give me
time.
Where's the other stock money?
We want boxes.
Where's the safe money?
No.
Because they will not just stand by and watch their children die. While all this was happening, the police case was open and the police investigated the incident. As the police from Naledi, Soweto were investigating this case, there were more reported cases from different parts of South Africa reporting more food poisoning to children. According to Times Live, 9 children were admitted to hospital for treatment after buying and eating packets of chips from spaza shops in Mossel Bay. According to Sowetan Live, more than 40 people fell ill after allegedly eating snacks bought outside the school. Some of the symptoms included severe stomach aches, vomiting, foam and blood coming through mouth. For this one, in KZN, several spaza shops have been closed as they've been allegedly linked to the poisoning incident. It is also reported that 25 pupils in Bronkhorstspruit had received medical attention after allegedly eating snacks bought from street vendors. In addition, 47 children in Hammanskraal had also been treated for food poisoning after allegedly consuming expired chocolates. It has been alleged that last year around this time, children were also dying due to similar circumstances. You might ask yourself, what is happening? Why are similar things happening on similar times? What is this pattern? What is behind the shadows? Last year, children were dying due to snacks. Now, this time again, the same thing is happening. Nothing was done last year, so is it going to be the same this year too? Yeah, that's the question we are asking ourselves. It seems as if the parents and the community's suspicions were proven to be true, as it was reported that a pesticide called Tabifos, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but this pesticide was found in spaza shops and food items that the children had presumably ate. It seems as if this pesticide was used as rot control in spaza shops. Thus, the doctors claims that symptoms the children displayed were similar to rat poisoning, and there's a link between the symptoms that the children displayed and that rat poisoning that was found in the spaza shops. This pesticide causes a foodborne illness which has led to the demise of many children in South Africa, but as of now, no one is taking responsibility. In addition, the Minister of Agriculture stated that according to the laboratory tests, the pesticide Tabifos was not produced locally, meaning that it is not a South African product, meaning to say it was maybe illegally manufactured or it was illegally imported into the country. This is super alarming, and so far there's been 890 incidents. The police conducted inspections and raids. During the inspections, the police officials uncovered live ammunition. They also found expired food items and non-labeled goods sold to people. In KZN, the police officials raided 2 warehouses after getting a tip from the public. In this raid, 268 illegal foreign nationals were arrested. In the warehouse, some food items were stored together with hazardous chemicals such as pesticides. Scrap medications and expired alcohol beverages were also found in those warehouses. Other illegal items found in the warehouses included counterfeit branded clothing worth millions of rands. Premier Ntuli of KZN stated that some products are new to their eyes, meaning that they're not locally produced and they don't even have a label. And these products depict local products as they are cheaper. There are apparently vessels that come into the country carrying illegal items and products that are prohibited into the country. The police has now intensified the investigation in order to detect them. Let us hope that they don't take bribes as they usually do and they actually do their jobs right. In the process of checking the legality of the employees, the police officials asked the boss of the spaza shops. These spaza shops, they have like one big boss. You can find that there are 15 or 20 local spaza shops that are owned by one person. So yeah, we're gonna call that person the big boss. So the police officials asked this big boss that, do your employees have proper documentation to be in the country? Like, are they allowed to even be in the shops to sell? And then says, yeah, they have proper documentation. However, it turns out that they did not. They did not have a valid passport. They did not have asylum seeker permit or refugee permit, nor a valid business visa. And as a result, these shops were closed down. In KZN, 268 illegal immigrants were employed by clothing factories, and an Asian owner who owns those factories were arrested. The Durban Metro Police arrested 14 illegal immigrants who were working at the spaza shops. They sold expired products. According to reports, 12 of them were Ethiopian nationals and 2 were Mozambican nationals. The city of Tshwane has also conducted their own raids, and a total number of 23 illegal foreigners were arrested. They also sold expired products and counterfeit goods. The spaza shops were closed. However, the mayor of Tshwane reported on X that a day after they closed the tuck shop, the South African Police Service reopened it for the illegal foreigners to enter, and they explained themselves by saying that they were opening for them so that they can go and get cheese and polony. I mean, how ridiculous is that? It is honestly painful to see that we cannot trust our own police. Hundreds of children are dying and they just don't care. They just take bribes. The mayor stated that he escalated the matter and she's not going to give up whilst our children are dying. She also claims that in this spaza shop building, there was a safe that they couldn't open and lots of cash. So maybe that's why the police opened for those illegal immigrants to get in and get whatever that was inside the safe. And it seems as if they did not know that the mayor and the Tshwane Metropolitan Police were coming, because the mayor stated that they were rather caught off guard and startled. Probably that's why they provided a ridiculous explanation that they were getting cheese and polony. Right? It's not funny though. Yeah, not funny. Now you might ask, why did the Tshwane Metropolitan Police Department not confiscate the safe? It is reported that the scene was handed over to the South African Police Service by the Tshwane Metropolitan Police Department after condemning and closing the building. So I guess it was the South African Police Service's responsibility to do that. But they let us down. Yeah, they did. We don't know yet whether those police officials who opened the building have been arrested yet. However, as of now, the Tshwane Metropolitan Police Department has taken over again and patrolling the building. Some people in the comments on X are saying that the South African police most probably took a bribe, and they are acknowledging the mayor of Tshwane and thanking her for staying true to her country and for standing up for what is right. The Minister of Agriculture, John Steenhuisen, also conducted an inspection in the township, and let me tell you, the internet chewed him up. People thought he's doing this just for pictures and the internet, and some of the comments reads, "You are so annoying that even when you do good things, it's hard to be on your side. Why did you choose to be the way you are?" Another comment reads, "You are hijacking the idea. That's amazing to see that you got to be influenced into attending urgent matters. It's about time. You are the first one in GNU to take action." Another comment reads, "Imagine doing an inspection then buying Coke and water from a spaza shop after all the videos we have seen." Another comment reads, "Bro is inspecting Doom out of all things. One can tell you were passing by and you're like, let's take a few pictures by that spaza." The other one reads, "Is the owner in South Africa legally? That should be your first starting point." Another one reads, "I was there, John. They even gave you guys free cold drinks. You didn't inspect anything. You just took photos to post here." Yeah, I'm not sure how much of this is true, but if it is disappointing, because other children are dying and politicians are using this as an advantage to score points. Yeah, during this ordeal, a few weeks back, in September, when it was just starting, when it was getting attention, a lot of people were asking, where is the president of our country? What is he saying about this? Some people are like, should all our kids die? Then he's gonna say something. Others were like, oh, should white children die? Then maybe, just maybe, our government would do something about this. They were saying this is a point in time that we need our president, and our president is nowhere to be found. But on the 15th of November 2024, the country's president, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, called for a family meeting and spoke on the matter. You can find the whole speech here. But the most important thing to note in his speech is that he declared the issue of spaza shops food poisoning as a national disaster, and one of the intervention to this issue is to register the spaza shops. He stated that all spaza shops handling food facilities should be registered within the municipalities in which they operate within 21 days, and that if any shop is not registered within 21 days and does not meet all health standards and requirements, it will be closed. So now let us look at the prerequisite for registering a spaza shop as a foreigner. As a foreign national, you need to provide proof that you are unable to run a business in South Africa. Thus, you need to provide a valid passport, asylum seeker permit or refugee permit, and a valid business visa. However, we know that most of them don't have those. So I guess we shall wait and see what's going to happen after the 21 days. Yeah. We've had people online stating their concerns about this, saying that some of the illegal shop owners will request South Africans to register spaza shops for them. Just as they were concerned, it happened The following are pictures and videos displaying them. There are people queuing in lines to register spaza shops for illegal immigrants. Some councillors are hosting meetings for them, doing their best to help them.
Amapanyaza have been deployed to come protect these people. These people are a lot. They're coming from all over here in South Africa. But register lana because we're accessible lana. Those are the panyazas protecting them. The line is huge.
Like, guys, our children are dying. Are you being for real? They're gonna register, then the same thing is gonna happen. Like, this is causing a headache. Watch this video. It is a South African patriot calling out another South African woman for assisting the illegal foreigners with registering their business.
No, how can you, a South African, not register them a Pakistani? Hey, come here. Come here. What are you coming to do here? The lady. Sister, how can you information we are in South African. How can how can this actually? We are well already South Africans. Anything I'm an idiot in our country. But
yeah, and we must take note that it is illegal to register and obtain a business license for an illegal foreigner. So South Africans, be warned and warn your parents about it. And it seems as if South Africans have just been renting out their lands or places for immigrants to own spaza shops without knowing that they actually need a permit to rent out their places for them. Yeah, you need a permit to rent out your place for immigrants to have a spaza, to own a spaza. And that permit costs around 2,207 rands. I stand to be corrected. Let me know in the comments. We've also seen videos of police officials assisting the illegal foreigners with registering their businesses. According to the Immigration Act of 2002, it is a criminal offense to do so. Watch that video. You can also search for it online.
Phetha amaphepha manje lingene lingaphetha manje seliphetha amaphepha belibuye lingaphathanga amaphepha manje libuya liphetha amaphepha na liyangena nani
I'm not sure of how to actually perceive this video. We don't know the circumstances, we don't know the situation in this video, but I feel like people are losing trust in the police when people, let's say community members, seeing a police official with a Somalian and Ethiopian or whomever that owns these spaza shops, they feel let down because their children are dying and people have directed their anger towards them. So it's an issue of whether we can trust the police or not. It's like, okay, so you guys are helping them, all right, our kids are dying and you are helping them. Yeah, someone on Twitter said, and I quote, "Is anyone else also thinking the sudden state of spaza shop poisoning is starting to smell a little off? I mean, these shops have been around for decades. Why now?" This question does raise eyebrows, and people on the internet have their own theories about this situation. We'll now start talking about some of their conspiracy theories. We've had stories that foreigners have a problem with South Africans owning their own spaza shops. It is alleged that if a South African has a spaza shop and it's selling well, the spaza shop mafias, the illegal immigrants, Somalians, Pakistanis, Bangladesh, and others, they threaten the person to close down the spaza shop, and if that person does not close the spaza shop, they kill him. It is just a rumor. It has not yet been confirmed. So some people are saying that maybe someone has a net for them. Maybe they killed someone that they shouldn't have, so now that person is taking revenge and is trying to expose them. Some are saying, you know what, South Africans are actually tired. They also want to own spaza shops in their own country, so they're exposing them so that they can also get a chance to have spaza shops in their own country. And you know, a lot of times illegal immigrants are always like, South Africans are lazy, they don't work hard like us, even if they own spaza shops they won't succeed, blah blah blah. Now, there's even a video here.
Even if we leave all this stack shop for you guys, you will never work like us. Never. That's one thing. Another thing.
Now the question is, did South Africans not own spaza shops before they arrived? And these guys, most of them arrived in 2010 during the World Cup. And that's when they started these spaza shops. Like, if I remember correctly, I think I was like in grade 1. Yeah, like we would buy from our local shops. No, it's not about my friends at Tatatli. Yeah, my friends never see. They only came later on. Around 2010. Yeah. So when they arrived, they sold counterfeit products and other things for cheaper, and thus there was a decline in buying from local South African spaza shops. South African owned spaza shops couldn't compete, thus they ended up closing their own shops. That's sad. There's also another conspiracy theory that the Stellenbosch guys are trying to take over the local spaza shops by exposing, or rather sabotaging, the Somalian spaza shops. So apparently they are planning to have, their own USAFE, Pick and Pay, and I heard that Boxer is also planning to open one. Yeah, they're planning to open these stores in townships and villages, and those will now be spaza shops. We already have USAFE and Pick and Pay. Yeah, so they are planning to make a lot of them. So it's in plan. It's alleged that it's a plan to sabotage the spaza shops that are run by Somalians, Pakistanis, and people from Bangladesh. Yeah, but people think this is actually a good thing because our own South African people will be employed, and then we know that they will be paying taxes, and then local people will benefit from this, to say that they will use proper measures to obtain the land, they will pay rent properly, they're not gonna take advantage of our local people. And we know that the products that they would be selling would be approved by the proper departments, and that the manufacturing factories would be legitimate. They would be approved by the Department of Health and Sanitation. Now, let's say that these conspiracy theories are true and that someone else is behind this and trying to sabotage their spaza shops in order to take over. Yeah, let's say that's true. Like, okay, but the thing is that we cannot overlook the fact that they're manufacturing, like the Somalians, Ethiopians, and all other illegal immigrants owning spaza shops. We cannot overlook the fact that they are manufacturing their own goods, which have not yet been evaluated and approved by the Department of Health and Sanitation. We cannot overlook the fact that they are selling fake and expired products to our people. I've seen one video where they made their own Coke and then they attached the original Coke label to it and then sold it to a customer. I've seen another one where they make their own water. Take water from sewage or toilet and clean it up and then sell it to people. Like that is inhumane on another level. And they go on to call us South Africans lazy whilst they are feeding us rubbish. Why are they not feeding their own people rubbish? This is ridiculous. I mean, yes, all this might be someone sabotaging them, but I personally do not care. I'm glad that the person or whatever organization is exposing them, because we get to see a lot of things. We get to see that we're actually being fed rubbish. Yeah. We've got another tweet that says, what does all this say about our health inspections, our customs, our immigration regulators? The scale of the problem is huge and impossible to have gone unnoticed. Heads need to roll and new brooms are needed to sweep clean. Another tweet reads, what if all this is being exposed so as to foment xenophobia, introduced more regulations and additional taxes? Yeah, what if all this is happening because of that? Another important thing, an important question that I think other people are asking themselves, what are illegal immigrants saying about this? Are they issuing out an apology? Are they promising to do better? You know, we're gonna clean our shops, we're gonna do better, we're not gonna manufacture our own things, we're gonna do things by law, we're gonna get proper permits, we're gonna do things right. Please allow us to continue with our business. You know, I mean, other people would hope for that, an apology at least, but no, unfortunately that's not the case. Some are protesting against our government for having their shops closed down. Watch the video, you can also find it online.
भाई मीडिया को भी दो स्पेस, मीडिया को स्पेस दो, मीडिया को स्पेस दो. What they talking also must. He's the victim who was being hijacked. Okay, it's fine, but we want the leader now. Who's the leader? He's the leader. He's the chairman of community. Fine. He's the chairman of community. This is the court. Okay, sir. I don't know who's the chairman. Chairman, where's the chairman? Him. No, him. Chairman. This is the court. Okay, sir. We understand you are angry. We understand you've got problems. But you cannot close the roads leading into the court and out of the court. Correct, sir. That is wrong. Yes. Right. Now, whatever problems you have, tomorrow, 8 o'clock, I'm here. You can come, we sit down. Record down all your record, yeah. Record me. Record. Tomorrow morning at 10.
I mean, what? You are protesting. Like, it's not making sense. I'm not really sure of what is happening in this video, but apparently one of their own, who is an illegal immigrant, has been arrested, and now they have marched to the court to get him out, and they're claiming that he was kidnapped, allegedly. And a tweet from one of South Africa's political parties, Action SA, Mr. Hammond Mashaba, said, "Why is our government treating illegal foreigners with kid gloves? In such instances, any working government would have called the South African Police Service and Home Affairs South Africa to decisively deal with the matter. GNU government, please bring back the dignity of South Africa. We love our country and want it to be respected and not abused." We also have this post. I'm not sure if it's true, but this post is saying, "Hands off you lazy bones, unless if you want war." Well, it seems as if the illegal immigrants who own spaza shops want to come together and fight against South Africans who are calling for the closure of the spaza shops. If this is true, then it is honestly insane. I mean, the level of entitlement. I mean, shouldn't they be doing this in their own countries? Yup. But this is also this video.
Hi, good morning. I call on all Ethiopians, Zimbabweans, Malawians, Mozambicans, Nigerians, Tanzanians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, Somalians. We need to listen to this. On the 16th of December, we're all going to come together and we're going to march to Cyril Ramaphosa's house and to the Nelson Mandela Foundation. We are going to demand an end to the harassment against our Ethiopian brothers and our brothers that own spaza shops. There is no way we're going to allow the SG from the ANC to say spaza shops is only for South Africans. The African diaspora supported South Africa and the ANC in the time of need when they were in the trenches. There is no way they're going to try and separate us. Operation Tudula is a bunch of criminals, and these ladies that's attacking these poor Ethiopians in Naledi is a bunch of lowlives that don't even pay tax. Now let us make it clear. We're going to march in our millions to Cyril Ramaphosa's house, and we're going to hand over a memorandum to the First Lady. And then we're going to the Nelson Mandela Foundation, because me personally, I donated huge amounts of money with Dostane to build Mandela a house in Mozambique with Klacha Machel. In Mozambique. I'm a VIP taxpayer and I've got the right to say this. We are going to have a peaceful march, but I am going to be armed, and my Mossad security is going to be armed. So if any Operation Tudula come within 5 steps in my face, that is an assault. I will let them discharge firearms for that. I will not take nonsense. We are going to have a peaceful march, but if Operation Tudula wants to come and intimidate us, we will deal with them properly. And we appeal to the South African police, because we're going to get permission for this march. We're going to appeal to the Metro Police because we're going to get permission to this march. And we are appealing to all the ambassadors, as well as the deputy ambassadors of all African states, to join us on this march. We've already got confirmation from some of the ambassadors that they will be joining us on this march, because enough is enough. We are not going to be abused by people that don't pay child support, they don't pay tax, they don't contribute to this economy. The only thing they contribute is crime and noise. Enough is enough.
Let's see what happens on the 16th of December. I'm sure you guys are like, what? What is this? This is insane. I mean, all right, but what about the children that died because of their expired foods and counterfeit products? What are you saying about this, my guy? Because you're just speaking about Mandela. It's just all over the place. He wants war. What about the kids that have died? No apology whatsoever, but wants to go on war. One tweet about this video reads, "This is dusting me because you couldn't strike against your own government, but the audacity in a different country." Another tweet reads, "The entitlement of non-South Africans in South Africa cracks me up, because what do you mean you're striking?" And Icicle is asking, is our government, is our country that weak that illegal immigrants are protesting? Some are planning to protest and some are thinking of going on a war in our country. I think if it were any country like the United States of America, China, Russia, or South Korea, the military would have already been dispersed to find the guy and protect our nation, and a mass deportation could have already happened. I mean, this guy is threatening the state. He's threatening the president of the country. He's talking about war. And, nothing has happened. No arrests have been made. Like, it's just vibes in South Africa. Like, it's just vibes. Okay, he said that we move. Like, really? But hey, it's South Africa, our land, them of the homeless. And what? And by the way, one would ask, who is he? Who's this guy? He is saying he contributed to building Mandela a house in Mozambique. He's contributing to the South African economy. And who is he? Well, it is alleged that he's a swindler. Yeah, this is a tweet from X. This person is saying, and I quote, "He has a number of grifts going at a time. He had an immigration consultancy where he helps asylum seekers to regularize their immigration papers. He also has been involved in building hijacking. He tried hijacking a few units of a building I was interested in." A guy like this should have already been arrested. He should be in jail. I don't know what they are waiting for. There was also another situation. Watch this video.
Argue. So this one said, no, the process now belongs to us. For you guys, they will call you, that one they say was Joyalaga. Yes. Who will sort you.
Foreigner.
Yeah, foreigner. Yes. So when you pick up the gun, the security officers here, they try to say, no. He pushed the security officers like he's pushing the young kids. So who took the gun out? The Somalian. And when they call me, hey, Councillor is bad. When I call SAPS, I call Colonel Vassen to say, bring the fistball emergency because there's a problem. Now chairs were running on top. Chairs were beating each other. What was happening?
What the hell happened? There was a situation where it is alleged that Somalians pulled out their guns on South African citizens. I'm not sure if this person is a government official, but I think he's a councillor and he's also included in the investigations or maybe on the registration of the spaza shops. And guys, these are our so-called asylum seekers. It's really sad. You might ask, so other illegal immigrants are protesting and others are ready for war with guns. What about others? What are others doing? Probably they are regretting and then they want to make things right. You might think that, well, no, that's not the case. No. Some illegal immigrants like Ethiopians are not organizing riots or protests. They are actually bribing the communities with food. By food, I mean 10 kg maize meal and 2-liter cooking oil. Like, oh my gosh. What? Yeah. And they're also using manipulation so that they could be allowed by the communities to operate in their shops. They're saying things like, during apartheid, we helped you guys. We helped Mandela in 1966. Mandela asked for a refugee in our country. But that's not the issue. Like, that is not the real issue. I mean, Mandela was not killing your children and selling expired things. My problem is they're not taking accountability. They're not taking responsibility for this. They're not even trying to explain themselves.
Peace-loving community. We are God-fearing people. And you yourself, as a witness and a hard-working community, we are very peaceful. We coexist in peace with other communities. We need such social cohesion with locals like you. And really we appreciate South Africa today for South Africa being here. My country played a big role, crucial role, if you know it or not. Do you know everybody? Nelson Mandela in 60s was in Ethiopia. If you know, in 1962, when this country was under apartheid rule, where there was a problem in this country, you don't have a liberty like this for all of that. You know, Nelson Mandela traveled to Ethiopia by the invitation of Haile Selassie I. That was the king of Ethiopia in 1962. Not only travel.
Other illegal Somalians have also taken it to the streets. They have taken it to the streets of Soweto and are raising awareness using gospel. Yeah. And on top of that, they allegedly paid a South African woman to preach. Yes, South Africa is a joke. Like, in this situation, Wow.
Oh, my friend, thank
The following videos that I'll post now, they're not relating to the food poisoning incident, but they display hygiene and criminality in these tuck shops. The question is, are these shops being inspected? How can they slaughter a cow right in front of a shop? How are they easily selling drugs in their shops?
Dit gebeur nou reg voor 'n shop. How can you do it in front of a shop? I'm asking, how can you do it in front of a shop? Yeah, but you can't do it in front of a shop. This is very unhygienic. We are people we are buying here, and you are doing this in the street in front of a shop. I'm going to put it on Facebook. I'm going to put it everywhere. I'm going to call the health inspectors right now. I already did. So I'm going to tell you, this is not acceptable for me. All right, this is not acceptable for me at all.
You will see what we discovered in the shop this morning. If you don't know, yes. This is a table was left.
don't open, Mama.
I will buy.
Why? Wait, you're gonna buy.
I will buy.
You're gonna buy.
It was. I will buy it. This is a table you're selling there.
You're gonna buy.
Yes, I will buy them all.
You're gonna buy.
Yes. Jonga. Come on. The last week we will call the committee the meeting now. See, my friends, you put it here, Muslim. You saw it, Muslim. Sure. The shop.
That's all. Hey, time. Okay.
The shop drugs. So your table was in there.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, man.
Wait. This one, this is the one that don't kill us was able. My daughter was able. My daughter, she was there to buy paper. See what we find.
Another one, my friend. Yesterday.
Well, according to a tweet by Golam, you can search for it at Golam MV. A Pakistan source said, most municipal officials are in our hand. We give them money monthly to register our shops. We control all the outlying smaller municipalities. You can come through us, otherwise your work will not be done. This person has named two officials in government. He's saying that these two people are involved. I'm not going to mention their names. I don't want to get into trouble. But yeah, one thing for sure is that there are South African officials higher up that are involved in this. There just has to be someone on top of the pyramid. But yeah, what can we say? Before we conclude our video, I want us to just reflect on the findings. Yeah. The health department claimed that the symptoms of children looked like those of rat poisoning, and they go on to further state that children died from bone illness. Police officials investigated the shops and warehouses and found a pesticide called Tebiforce. Once again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. This pesticide is used to kill rats and can cause bone illnesses in humans. The police officials also found expired products. They also found counterfeit products. We've got political parties such as Action SA and organizations as Operation Dudula calling for the closure of the local spaza shops and for the spaza shops to be given to only South Africans. We also have forensic crime and specialists calling the government and advising that they close all the spaza shops and warehouses until the issue of the bone illness is solved, because more cases are being reported. This situation is really heartbreaking, and a lot of South Africans are not happy with how it was handled. Some are saying the president giving them 21 days to register their shops is not such a good idea, because whilst they're registering, their shops are open and more children are dying, and thus they think shops have to be closed with immediate effect. You know, just as they did during COVID, they closed down the country immediately. Just as they pulled tiger foods immediately from the shelves in shops when the Poloni killed people, the government should have done the same thing with the spaza shops. And some are saying, you know what, guys, you're actually wrong about this. The president is being smart about this. He knows what he's doing. The president said this because he knows that the illegal immigrants won't be able to register their spaza shops because they do not have proper documentation to own the shops. But some people are like, oh, but they can get South Africans to register for them. And we've seen that they did it already. So let's just see how this plays out. Let's see if those that registered for them will be arrested. Let's see if there will be a mass deportation. This is Seho on the Deadly Nightshade. This is the end of our first episode. Let me know what you think in the comments.